outfit suddenly.
A foundation T-shirt.
I'm very jealous. I've asked Marion earlier, and I still don't have my T-shirt. I'm like, my goodness. Did you like the day today so far?
Yes, I like it. I spent a very exciting days on yesterday also. No, it's amazing to see all these partners joining us. As I call it, the big Sig Fox family. What I got as a feedback during these 2 days is that they like Sig Fox because they have a lot of spirit, energy that we share. We try to deliver the value of IoT, not only to the business, but to the business. I just got the previous presentation about the sense of what we do.
Yes.
Taking care of the future. So we need to balance the way that we need to develop company, we need to be profitable, but not as many as we could do, because we also to protect people on the planet. And this is, I think, the spirit of all the partners here today in Berlin, the Sigfox ecosystem. So this is what, for me, it's a big achievement for Sigfox.
Well, I'm happy for you. So maybe before we move on, because remember, on your agenda, this is called One More Thing, but maybe before, can you just recap? So, what did you announce this morning? The bubbles. I mean, we still have the table. See, the table is still illuminated, actually, the bubble. So we have, basically we're going for the big Monarch 8+ native, 8+ Wi-Fi, 8+ bubble, right? Is that so? Basically, we're going more accurate, more specialized, and also low cost, low energy.
Yes, exactly, because as I said, we need to connect the world, and we need also to track everything, because as I said, the challenge is to have 1 billion devices connected 2023.
Wow.
And the main use case is asset tracking. We need to track a big car, or maybe a big thing, very big things, and also small smart dust. And all this offer, Monarch, Atlas Native, Atlas Wi-Fi, Atlas Bubble, will altogether cover all the usage. And I think what I got from the people here that start understanding what we can do with Atlas Bubble, it's amazing. Because you could be able to buy Atlas Bubble online.
Okay.
So imagine you have your children at school. Maybe you can propose to the director of the school to put one bubble at the school. You have one bubble at home, and you can be sure that your children arrive at school and are back to home. So we can help people creating the life around the bubble. So bubble will be maybe a new story for Sig Fox. It's really huge. And I got many people. I don't want to disclaim their ideas because I want to let them running all the opportunities with bubble. But I like it because we are here to create emotion, create opportunities, and having people that maybe drive their future, drive their opportunity with IoT, because IoT is limitless, I think. It's maybe bigger than the mobile industry itself, but it takes time to understand all the details. But unfortunately, it's big, but it needs to tackle many, many details to capture the value, to see how the world will be in the future.
So, we'll continue the discussion actually in a minute, but I mean, I know that the people, especially you can side to the live stream they're watching here, Ludo. So, I believe there's one more thing. And you finished this morning, and I was playing with that, you finished this presentation this morning by saying the sky is the limit. So is the sky actually the limit?
I don't remember the last thing.
You don't remember that?
I try to remember what is the last thing. You know me. I'm passionate, once again, by the universe. And I think that the Earth maybe is too small for us. So we need to move out the world. But in the meantime, we have to finish our vision, and we need something that is more global than only the antennas. We need to cover the world with satellite. And to come on that, because this is something we are doing, we are preparing, and we are preparing it with our partner, Eutelsat. And I will invite on stage Jean-Hubert Lenotte from Eutelsat, just to share with us, with all of you today, what will happen in the space.
Well, so, please guys, yes, exactly. Thank you, you don't have to. I love that now you applaud even without me asking for it, you know, so next year you'll be perfect, actually. So, oh wow, space, we're going to space. That's the best place to be for the end of the day, actually. So maybe, who wants to start? Yes, you. Maybe you're our guest. Okay. Why Sig Fox?
Why Sig Fox? Well, you know, it was very natural for us. IoT is a space in which we believe. Eutelsat was clearly aligned with your vision that IoT was going to be a big area of growth. You never know when it's coming, so it's a long-term bet. But you know, in satellite, usually we build satellite, we send them for 15 years. So we're used to make long-term bets. And Sigfox, when we met a few years ago, Ludovic, Sigfox was clearly leader. They had a vision, they had an advance in technology, and therefore that was a natural partner.
Same question, basically, why Eutelsat? Why is I mean, you kind of started explaining the vision, so why do you realize, what's the actual goal for you?
I think we are working with Eutelsat for, as you said, for 3-4 years now. First, we are using Eutelsat as part of our backhaul, so we have some dishes, satellite dishes, just to cover the connectivity for our station we are installing in the world. But in the meantime, I was thinking that to deliver the full vision of Sigfox, to cover the whole world, we know that we have the antennas installed day by day around the world, but it should be quite difficult to cover the ocean on the desert with a base station. So at that time, I got the idea to use satellite to get the full vision of to have no square meter on Earth not covered at least by a network. Remember the panel about the 0G?
Yes, 0G, yes.
0G, we need to have a full coverage of the Earth for that.
Yes.
So I think when I tried to look at what should be the best partner to help us to deliver this vision, I just thought about Eutelsat, because we have the same mindset. We want to keep things simple. We don't want to have a big satellite, very expensive, which can kill the vision and will not deliver the vision that at the end of the day, connectivity costs should be down to zero. Not zero because unfortunately we have to do some business. But we need to address an asymptote, which is the unbeatable price. And I think together, what we will do, it will be unbeatable when it comes to transfer data from a device to a satellite.
Maybe you want to rebound on that, because what is, I mean, we understood the differentiation for Sigfox. What is the differentiator with, this question can actually, both of you can answer, with other types of IoT constellations that exist already?
Well, first I want to rebound and say we had exactly the same vision, the same idea. You first need to understand why you need satellite for IoT. This is something that not so many people know. You take the Earth, 70% of the Earth's surface is water.
True.
Then in the remaining 30%, in fact, half is desert, half is populated areas. So it's 15% populated areas. And in fact, in the 15, most people concentrate only on 5% of the Earth. So 95% of people live on 5% of the Earth's territory. So basically, this is why in most of the 95% unpopulated or lowly populated, you don't have coverage. You start to have great coverage with the Sigfox network, but still of course, not global. And satellite, therefore, is the natural complement. Now, to your question, why we're going to be together really at the asymptote that
the differentiator to make the. I mean, it's already a key. Yeah, for you.
I think there are a couple of things, I guess. One key differentiator is to this hybrid model. We don't believe that as satellite provider we can work alone and basically cope with billions of objects.
Yeah.
We don't know when it will be billions of objects, but at some time it will be big masses.
Yes.
Satellite connectivity will not be sufficient, and therefore the fact that we try to combine our satellite network with telecom terrestrial network is key for us. And then the second point is we benefit from economies of scales. You've got the economies of scales through your network. We've got the economies of scales because Eutelsat is a leading operator. We are one of the top 3 in the world, one of the most innovative, one of the most agile. You can see that. And so this is where we are a winning party.
And are you also benefiting from the Sigfox ecosystem as a whole? Is that something you also see, besides working with the Sigfox, to see that all these people are integrating? Is that also something you see benefiting as well, both of you?
This is where we create, as I said, scale economies.
Yes.
From your ecosystem. This is where indeed the speed to actually get to significant volumes is a game where you are playing well, and vice versa, you are benefiting from our establishment in the space ecosystem. Typically, just to give at least one example, if you want to have a constellation in place of, we're going to talk about that, a few dozen or a few hundred satellites, you need to have access to space, you need launchers.
Yes.
Launch is still today a bottleneck in our industry.
Obviously.
And in fact, Eutelsat has agreement with all big launching companies to get access to space before many of the startups that you can think of today.
But yes, perfectly. And something that you have to understand that what we are doing now is unique because you will get the same device that sometimes we talk with the data, with the base station on Earth, but sometimes we switch to the satellite. And it is unique because now, thanks to our partners here in this room or around the world, they are developing solutions, they are manufacturing devices next year in millions, and this device will be ready for the satellite, all of them.
Wow.
Same antenna, same power, same everything, same network, one network. This is magic. Normally, you have specific antennas, quite complex. It requires more power. It could be cheap, quite expensive chipset, these kind of things. Now, what we are talking about, one network, it will be satellite, ground network, the same, fully transparent. And this is why I'm thinking that it is unique, because you know that we'll have the price going down for the whole solution, not only the chipset, but also the hardware, the devices in millions. And you have no other solution that can be sometimes ground, sometimes satellite, sometimes both. Imagine that you have a device starting from Paris or Berlin going to New York. You have to cross the ocean for the moment. So maybe through Arctica, maybe one day it will be possible, but maybe less and less because thanks to the, not thanks, unfortunately, due to the climate concern, maybe we should have more and more water that prevent us to move from one country to the other by walking, but we need to be able to track every asset worldwide. As you said, most of the time you have a desert, ocean, and this is for us, the value proposition is to have something always simple. We are focusing on simplicity for you, for customers. We are dealing with complexity internally together, but for you, for everybody, it should be fully transparent.
So maybe, of course, because you just said that, maybe now the question to both of you, when is this live? What's the timeline?
Maybe I can let Jean-Hubert talk about the timeline.
So the plan is we're going to launch one first satellite, very small satellite. In fact, it's what we call a CubeSat. So it's an assembly of several cubes of 10 centimeters, of dimension each.
Okay, dimension, yes.
So a few cubes. This first satellite will be launched in the mid of next year, 2019. Wow. So that's almost tomorrow. And then we're going to make tests to just ensure that the connectivity between the objects and the satellite is really seamless as we want it to be. There might be some adjustments after these tests,
yes.
But then the next steps is to have a commercial launch in 2020.
Yeah.
So that's really the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly tomorrow.
With a number of satellites still to be defined, to have both the global coverage and to have as well a latency of messages that is what we are both trying to achieve, which is quite low.
Yeah, we are cautious and we are ambitious. We want to connect the whole world, but we know that we are going step by step. So maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we have been embedded on Spot 7 satellite. We turned around the Earth during a few months to check that we can reach from the Earth a satellite turning around the Earth at 600 to 700 kilometers. So it works. But just what Jean-Hubert said, that we need to test the capacity. So in July next year, we have the first satellite working, running, and we'll monitor the noise and the capacity we'll be able to deliver. And, so we are confident that it will work, but it takes time to define the capacity and to define the scale for the future. And we plan, as we said, to launch the 2020, the commercial offer with satellite. And you know that we have to manage the scarcity because at the beginning we'll have not so much satellite. So we're trying to to invite customers that would like to be part of that first offer to talk with us now, because it takes time to launch satellites, it takes time to prepare everything on the ground, because you have to tune the information. So please, if you have any ideas and you want to use our future satellite offer with Eutelsat, come to us, come to discuss with us, because it has to be prepared now, because it will take time to ramp up, and with the first enter, it will be the first serve.
Oh, so you will be basically, people can register interest, start saying, yes, I want to be part of that first batch. So that's actually next year, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And will you judge them and then say, okay, well, let's try it together? Wow.
The first batch will be really limited. The first
Of
batch
course,
will be really
yeah.
limited. but then really the rollout will be, if everything goes fine, will be quite speedy after that. So early 2020 could be a target.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, you understood the message, guys, and you too on the live stream. If you want to register,
I take the order now. Just after the panel, you can take the order.
Can take the order already. Well, that's the sales guy actually talking right there. Do you want to have any closing words, Jean, before we... Are you excited?
Very excited to be here. I think this is fascinating time, and very happy to be with Ludovic.
Same for us.
Well.
Thank you, Jean.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Jean-Hubert from Eutelsat. One more thing. That was the one big thing.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Stay with me a little bit, Ludo. Stay with me a little bit. We need to close this, right?
Okay, we need to close. One more thing?
One more thing. He always has surprises. He's never scripted, so I never know what he's going to tell me on stage. So I'm like always like with the corner of my eye looking at him. What is he going to tell me? So a few things. First, some of you might know that we're going to meet next year, obviously, so everybody knows that. Where is the question?
The good question. Where will be the next Connect event?
Haha.
You may have heard about a small contest called the Olympic Game.
The Olympic Games, yeah, well, yeah.
No, the Olympic Games.
Yes.
We will organize the Sig Fox Olympic Game.
Ooh.
It means that among the 53 SOs we have already, 60 year-end, we are organizing a contest between tomorrow and end of December. We'll select the best candidate to organize Sig Fox Connect 2019.
Oh, wow.
So I can't answer your question now.
So how do people simply kind of talk to you and say, I want my city to be the next city?
Exactly.
Wow.
I will not be the only one selecting. No, we will vote among the SOs. So we are preparing the contest, and we will select it. So I can't tell you, but we are excited because we not know, but we believe that the candidate that put the bar higher that we put already this year. So
yeah, we already have, because his head is full of ideas. We already have so many ideas for next year. It's already amazing. So you guys, well, it's up to you basically to deliver a great idea for us where to go.
But I have another thing to say, because it's
not
a new offer. But just to tell you something that for me is also important, I wear a T-shirt from the foundation, just to maybe to protect the wildlife, to save life, maybe to create a better life for some people that don't have the chance to live in the best place. I think that artificial intelligence will kill jobs. Unfortunately, we can't stop that. We have to deal with that. But I strongly believe that IoT can bring new job, can allow people to work differently. And I'll just give you some ideas, rough ideas. Imagine that you have the data produced by Sigfox or whoever else, doesn't matter, and you can attach a price, a value to that data, and if someone manages the data, he will get the cash, the revenue attached to the data. And just to illustrate my vision, my thought, is imagine that you have a park of solar panels. You know that when you have dust on it, the ratio of production is getting lower because you need to clean it. Imagine that you estimate that you can put $5 to someone who would like to clean this panel. So all the panels are connected to the cloud. As soon as the data comes, because one of the panels have only 70% productivity, I receive an alarm. I say, oh, I need $5 to drink a beer.
Why not?
Why not? I will take my water on a sponge, and I will clean the solar panel, and immediately I will get the $5. And we can, if you think about this idea, many ways to get data, to attach value, and create
Anything.
new job.
Yeah, anything.
And this is, for me, something that IoT can allow. It is the Schumpeter law, because every time there are big innovation, sometimes a technology help to maintain opportunity for jobs. So this is something that you have to keep in mind, because next year we will propose something on that concern, because it's very important for me. I'm not running Sigfox only to rule the world, but I don't want to rule the world, if I am honest. I just want to bring opportunity. I just want to have you next year more motivated than ever, filling us with your energy, because your energy feeds us to think about the future, to think about a better world. So this is maybe my last word. And once again, I'm very happy for these 2 days in Berlin, and I wish you will be more of you next year in I don't know.
I don't know. He really doesn't know. He closed with talking about the people. It's all about the people. We started the people. We had a lot of talks actually that were very hopeful, and that's actually so great to not always talk about the future and like ooh, but having so great. And that's exactly what you just said. I also believe in that. That's also why, and I want to thank you for putting me on board to help you actually build this. But without all the people you're going to see in a minute, none of this would have happened. I was just on stage. He's the mind, the bright mind that creates everything. But please give a big round of applause to the entire team. They're already there. Guys, come on stage. Come on, because without them, none of this would have been possible. None of these events. So come on, all of you. Of course, Marion is first. Hello, Marion. Come on, guys, come in the middle. You guys come in the middle. I disappear. Come on, give them a little bit more of applause, please, because they've been working back. I'm in front of them now. I'm going to go into the back. They've been working so hard to actually make this happen that without them, it seems to be easy, but it's really not. So without them, do you want to say a few words again? Maybe I know your closing words was about people, so say something about people again, please. Oh, there's even more. Wow. Okay.
I'm thinking that there is not enough place on the stage.
If we have enough place on stage.
Believe me, there are many others working hard in La Belge, in Singapore, in Boston, in every places where we are. So the result of what you have heard during these 2 days, what we have seen, is the result of all this energy brought by Sigfox fellows. It's, I think this is the future.
This is the future. I agree.
They are the future.
Guys, give me a big round of applause. All bubbles for you. Come on, guys. Give them. You guys can applaud yourselves as well. Exactly. There you go. And on that, we're closing. See you next year in wherever with these guys. These other heroes, this guy and all the others. Thank you so much. I think there are beers at the bar. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo. Come on! Obviously now it doesn't work. Amazing bubble.